Hello, welcome to Walrus Reviews. It may be a movie, a cartoon, or a comic you don't know, and finding out is half the fun. I was going to do a 50 subscriber special, but unfortunately my mic joined the all-spark, so in the meantime I am using a text-to-speech program, which is most fitting because I'm pushing back the 50 sub special and putting my first countdown list in its stead. A while ago Channel Awesome reviewer, Bennett the Sage made a top 20 giant robots list, and I thought, well, what about normal, human-sized robots? And that's when I decided to make this list. So here are the rules. They must roughly be human size, and all the same rules of Bennett the Sage's list all aptly here. Only one per franchise, and the robot must be animated, so as much as it really hurts me to do this, Alpha 5 from Power Rangers and Data from Star Trek and Apollo from atop the fourth wall have to be cut, so here we go. My top 12 normal-sized robots list. Why 12? Because the nostalgia critic usually does 11, and I feel the need to one-up him. Number 12. At the bottom of our list we find Jenny from My Life as a Teenage Robot. I find her to be a little bit on the stereotypically side when it comes to teenage girl characters and cartoons. But when she opens a can of boot rare the spectacle is awesome enough to make this list. Number 11. Here at number 11 we have Roboto from the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe reboot of 2002. He started out as a simple chess player robot designed by Man-at-Arms to play man-y faces at chess. Then he upgrades himself to a full battle droid after a "You're just a robot" line from Tila. Then he proceeded to prove her wrong by kicking so much ass during an attack by Triclops and his self-duplicating skeletons, and from there he proceeded to make himself my third favorite character after Tila and Battle Cat. For more on the He-Man reboot, I recommend watching the He-Man Timeline 3-parter episode of TV Trash. A link can be found in the description. Number 10. Now here we have Optus, the smaller, humanoid robot that makes up on third of the giant robot, Symbionic Titan, voiced by Brian Posehn. He reached the same level of awesomeness Ma did in MLP as far as I am concerned. He always played the voice of reason to the kindness of Ilana and the angry Batman-esque "my parents are dead" angst of Lance, all the while using a hologram disguise to be both their human nerd friend to be on hand when Symbionic Titan was needed and the father to help pass them off as a normal family in American suburbia when needed. Number 9. Up next is Rosie the robot for the Hanna-Barbera classic, The Jetsons. What is there to be said? She was the outdated maid bot that wheeled her way into the Jetsons' hearts and became one of the family in episode 1 of the original 13-episode run. She was to the Jetsons as Alice was to the Brady Bunch and helped give the show its own identity outside of being the Flintstones only in the future instead of the past. Number 8. Here at number 8 we find the alien that had the ability to merge with other machines, Upgrade from the Ben 10 franchise. Some may try to call me out because Upgrade's species is a robotic race that is techno-organic, therefore should be counted as a life form. But the simple fact is that robotic races that are techno-organic still count as robots in my eyes. Next number. Number 7. Here at number 7 we have the Tatt Gomez from the Ghost in the Shell franchise. I always found it fascinating that they had a hive mind housed in a satellite but they all still had their own individual personalities and minds, irregardless of which one the story focused on. They all seemed to have this childlike curiosity and exuberance to them, which only added to their charm. Number 6. Here at number 6 we have Mega Man. His ability to copy his enemy's abilities was awesome. I remember being a grade schooler and playing this on my NES during the early 90s. I was happy to see him in Super Smash Bros. 4, but I really do wish that Capcom would make another game in the series. It's almost as if they don't really care about him anymore. Oh well, it was nice while it lasted. He is survived by his spiritual successor, the Mighty Nine. Number 5. Here at number 5 we have Fluffy from the 80s cartoon, The Bionic Six. He's a helper robot shaped like a gorilla that eats anything made of aluminum. Yes, it's as absurdly funny as it sounds. Just the concept of this character is hilarious, and unlike some other comic relief characters from the 80s that I could name, he is not annoying. Number 4. Now we have Malvina from Outlaw Star, the robot girl that was also the maiden that would show the way to the galactic ley line. I found her to be a bit of a wallflower at first, but she grew on me really fast. The fact that she sings one of the most hauntingly beautiful songs does not hurt any. As far as the show she's from is concerned, I love this anime. It's one of my favorites. The show was always an episodic space western that had a few plot-relevant breadcrumbs leading to one final conclusion. I dare not spoil the ending. Check the show out for yourselves. Number 3. We have a three-way tie for the number 3 spot, taken up by Cherry, Lime and Bloodberry from the anime Saber Marionette J. First we have Cherry, who is basically the traditional Japanese ideal woman, with supersensory powers. Bloodberry, that older alcoholic woman your mother wanted you to stay away from in high school with super strength. And Lime, the hyperactive goofball that has super speed. Despite them basically filling character trope archetypes that would eventually be overpresent in the harem genre, they were fresh back when this first was dubbed into English, and they all have fully realized personalities outside of these one-note traits. The DVDs are out of print, but if you can find them used, then I say go for it. Number 2. Here at number 2 we have Dinobot from the 90s Beast Wars CGI cartoon. Oh yeah, you 90s kids out there know exactly what I am talking about. The somewhat crass raptor transformer with a strong sense of honor who lives to die gloriously in battle. He was one of, if not the most popular transformer from this era of the franchise. You can forget Optimus Prime dying in the Generation 1 movie. Dinobot dying to save humanity from being wiped out by Megatron before they had the chance to even evolve is what made me tear up as a kid. Number 1. Obvious. Number 1 is obvious. A bot that needs no introduction. The late, great, Bender Bending Rodriguez, the bank-robbing, chain-smoking, beer-guzzling bending unit that stole the audience's hearts, and if he were real that would be literal. I love Bender. He is the perfect example of how to make a jerk character and yet have him still be likable. He lies, cheats and steals, but he definitely has a respectable side. Despite saying otherwise, he clearly cares for the other members of the Planet Express crew, especially his best friend and roommate, Philip J. Fry. Hell, Fry just seems to bring the best out in him, to an extent, and in one episode, proved himself to be quite the good father, and that's why Bender is great. And anyone who disagrees can
bite my shiny metal ass.
Well, tell me how I did on my first countdown list. I love hearing feedback from you guys. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. See you next time.
I don't know what words I can say. The wind has a way to talk to me. Flowers sleep a silent lullaby. I pray for reply. I'm ready. Quiet day calms me. Oh, serenity. Someone please tell me, what is it they say? Maybe I will know one day. I don't know what words I can say. The wind has a way to talk to